because we're going to do coffee with the pastor again. So what are we learning this morning? We're learning from last week. Want me to cover something from last week? I always have something planned. Nah. It's just reading. Unless there's something there you want to bring up. Well, let me ask y'all, I'm Southern now today. Let me ask all of you how you like how this day started. Let's just start there. Yeah, it happens regularly. Yeah, here at church. I don't know what happened in your house, so I mean,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sunday morning used to be.
We were early. We were the first one.
Wow.
We even had donuts for you.
I already had a donut this morning, so I have to limit myself on that kind of stuff. Well, I meant I want to raise the question, are we presenting ourselves as a group appropriately to be inviting for other people coming in? And in what ways are we and what ways aren't we? And then what are we going to do to make that the case? I'd rather wait till we had everybody here to start anything. Because then, I don't have to repeat myself and people don't miss pieces. But at the same time, those that were early this week. Just kidding, man. Just kidding.
Well,
I was late today too. I was running
I
late.
find that strange because
I-
this is the Lord's house, and
Let-
there's such
let
a
me- let me-
fluctuality. But you
let me
go to
finish.
a college
Let me
class and they
finish.
start on time.
Let me finish.
You asked.
I know, but I'm not finished. I'm not finished giving you the other side of the coin, which is exactly what he just said. But then again, everybody has this. We should respect everybody's time. That's why we make times. We're going to meet at this time. So in a family situation, which this is, we wait for people to be courteous, and because they're important, we all view them as being important. On the other hand, we're not being courteous and not valuing the time of maybe people that walk in off the street, certainly one another occasionally. So there's some kind of fine balance there that I don't know that we seem very often to find. I'm just raising this. I don't have a solution. This is the 26-year question that we've had about being sticklers for time. I know that looking at your phone right now does not help any. That does not help. That is not helpful at all.
What does not?
Looking at your phone and just your phone doesn't help. Oh, good morning.
I was going to
Hey, I know these people.
when we were going to be here.
Oh, I'm just saying. We're having a heart-to-heart about church stuff. Church.
Being on time?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, no, actually not being on time. Starting on time. Do we wait or do we not wait? I didn't know you were coming, so I'm glad to have you at any time. Good to see you guys. Now I know why you were early. I know. Hey, if we don't talk about this kind of thing, then it can fester. You know, you heard Kenny got a little, it festers in him. I know, we've had 25 years or whatever, and it bothers him.
Uncle Fester.
Uncle Fester. It bothers him. So it's worth looking at. It's worth talking about. Thoughts? You've heard the situation laid out. Thoughts?
Okay, so you talk about it as being kind of like a family, but from my perspective, it's like I understand that this is still an organization that if someone walks in off the street, there's an expectation for them that services would start at the time that they're posted.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if I'm running late, I don't expect anyone to wait until I show up to start anything.
I feel the same way. I don't expect you guys to wait for me, unless I'm speaking. Then I imagine you would. But yeah. Okay.
Our times are posted as start time of 10:15.
Yeah, Sunday school 10:15, worship 11:15. We can change those now. The church above has been gone for 10 months now. So if we want to go to an on-time time,
I would like to start on the hour with the anticipation that folks generally arrive between 9:45 and 10. But I would appreciate starting at 10. What?
We barely can get here at 10:15.
Because I'm not yelling at everybody. We could get out if I was a terrible person every morning and started screaming. But I don't want to be
Yeah,
that
don't-
person,
don't
so
be
we're
that
just the
person.
late family.
yeah.
Because when I start screaming, Sybil starts screaming back, and then there's two cranky women in the car.
She
and
walked
we
in
don't
with
need
such a
that.
great smile on her face this morning. Whatever you did this morning, just keep doing it because she's in a good mood.
Did Daddy let her take her time? So you can
I
have
even-
us happy here?
I even had a conversation with her because she didn't want to eat breakfast. I'm like, hey, it's already 9 o'clock. We have to eat. We gotta take a bath. We gotta get you dressed. And you are very slow. So we have to get going.
You
And so
told
we
her that.
sat down and we ate breakfast. She didn't really eat that much. But yeah, you know,
Okay.
she still wasn't out of the tub until 9:50. We gotta get going.
Okay. And that's the way it's gonna be. I remember when my kids were little. Some weeks it was easy. Some weeks it was almost impossible. Yeah. So I think a change is in order if everybody's in agreement. What do you think, Laura?
I got the kids ready when they were little.
Okay.
I did all the work.
Okay.
Don't you even take any credit for that,
Okay.
'cause you were out there studying.
Well, that a lot of times that's true. I remember when we first started going to Sunday school that I went to Sunday school with the kids for at least a month without you because you didn't want to go and you.
Because I didn't want to get up that early.
So that was my example. I'll get the kids ready and we'll go and she can be an adult and make her own decisions. Pretty soon she followed, right?
Who's this third card for?
Oh, Kawasawas.
What's going?
So Keith,
So this is
Keith
the thing.
Kabasawa, so Keith Kabasawa is Kaneohe Church, and his mom passed away.
So sympathy cards are going around for Worth, the Keens, and the Kawasawas.
You
Copeland's.
couldn't have.
Only one's a Keen.
I didn't have a post-it note. I'm sorry, Laura.
Okay, then I won't punish you this time.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Justin, you have a comment.
Well, I just remember when I was younger and I didn't get my butt up to go to church. I would wake up and you guys would be gone. I would call you up. Where are you guys? And you would say, well,
Did we do that? We never
got out of
did that.
bed, So you ain't going
Did
to
we?
church today. Goodbye.
Alright,
That's
at least-
I think he had to be old enough to take care of himself at that point. So
Yes, he was old enough to take care of himself. He wasn't ready.
So what's the feeling about changing time, and the other issue is, I mean, do we want to be ensure that we start instruction on time and not wait? Because we've swung back and forth on this, and I don't I don't care, I just need to be clear, and everybody needs to know, so there's no hard feelings one way or another, right? And really, Brother Cliff was the one that had the hardest time with this, because he is like, we need to be on time, and when we would swing, he would get grouchy and
But the
tend to bring us back.
the teacher, instructor, whatever, takes the time to plan a lesson,
That's what I was gonna say.
and they have a lesson plan, the least we could do is be here on time and start on time to hear everything that he's prepared.
Okay. Everybody feel,
And when we start late, and that teacher has planned for an hour of their time, it bumps the entire day.
it does.
And so if we have guests expecting to come to a service that starts at 11 o'clock, oh, but we actually didn't start until 10:30, now it's 11:30, and now they're in this kind of weird transition space where, wait, is
They had
this
plans
Sunday school
afterwards.
or is this service? It's a confusing, not sure.
So that would mean that if we want to go to a more conducive schedule, we'd start Sunday school at 10, and we have to be done probably 20 till 40 minutes of Sunday school. 20 till gives us time to do everything we have to do between services and all that, and then start song service at 11, where we've been starting as late as 11:30 a lot of mornings. I know, because I look and go, oh my gosh, I start the message at 11:45, so you know it's going to be 12:30 or 12:45 before I'm done. So, and I've been trying to cut them down because of that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that does make more sense. I mean, most places will start on the hour or the half hour,
Mhm.
you know.
We can go the other way too. We can start late. We can be the late Baptist church.
But yeah, it'd make more sense to start earlier.
Because when church goes late, then lunch goes late, then nap goes late,
Yep.
and the
Yep.
day is ruined.
And we got a new baby coming in. Juniper will be here, hopefully soon.
She was waiting for that nursery to be done. Good thing we didn't finish it 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Any more discussion on that? So the expectation then is we're going to shift the times, 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Okay. Sunday school runs till 20 till. We'll give you plus or minus 5 minutes. It's for instruction. And then you will expect for the instruction to go whether you're here or not. Okay? Good? Everybody good?
So what time should we, start at 10 o'clock?
Yep.
Plan to be here at 9:45, so
Yep.
you can drop off your food, get your coffee.
Tune
Yep.
instruments.
Yeah, we can tune
I want to make sure the bass is tuned before Sunday school starts. That way we can just go.
So those of you that have been arriving at 10:15 need to move back probably half an hour in your planning.
At 1 o'clock, I need to move it back a half hour.
You since I'm your alarm clock, that's fine.
But as we're going into summer, we're all gonna want to
Yeah.
get out of here and go.
You're gonna
enjoy
want to
that
get out of here.
summer.
Look
Yeah,
at
so
look at the
Right.
date today. Yeah.
It's a great time to make that adjustment when we're.
Start at 8.
You know, if you're on time, you're already late.
Yeah. That's on my-
Start at 8. No.
We start
Then I
at
have to get here by 6 or 5 in the morning
Wow.
and make coffee.
Doesn't take that long to make coffee.
No, it doesn't.
Well, he can be here as early as he wants, unless you're driving him,
Unless I'm driving.
or you're driving.
Unless somebody
Okay.
drives.
How about Wednesday? We good on how we're doing Wednesday right now? I'm liking Wednesday.
7 o'clock.
That's helping you guys. Yeah. It'll help Nick you too. You board.
I
Helping-
think if possible, we need to turn our cameras on and unmute the whole time. Because I was off camera too. I'm speaking for myself as well. But the only person on camera was Pastor. And that's not a great group, involvement type thing.
Well,
You don't want me unmuted all the time.
yeah, because I don't know about unmuted. Maybe on camera would be good.
If possible. If you can, if it works. I think we
Paul
should.
doesn't like to have his face on.
Really?
It's not gonna matter for the next
That's
4
not
weeks.
gonna matter. He
Yeah,
was
yeah,
working.
he wasn't there anyway.
Isn't the lighting?
Guys, I don't really care. If it helps you pay attention, you should do that.
Technically, the studies show it does help people to be more engaged.
I
because
agree.
there's
I agree, but not everybody's-
Without that accountability, there's lack of engagement.
And even just seeing people nodding their heads.
Yeah,
right?
what-
Or like facial expressions say a lot of.
If I do any instruction that counts towards CEUs or any of that, you know, in my secular job, you have to be on camera all the time. You have to be off mute. Yep. 'Cause of that. Camera off, okay? Just to be clear.
Poor Sybil.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sybil actually.
She's
does-
fine.
Sybil
She's
does
look good. You know.
tend to be nude at random times.
All of them do until they're about 5, I think. So,
Sorry, I'm just trying to do something appropriate and respectful to say.
Oh, yeah.
thank you. We could use that about now. Thank you, Justin.
Sorry.
All right. Well, that's one thing I wanted to bring up. I want to let you guys know how much I appreciate everything that everybody has done the last week or two. It's been a really wild ride for sure, with everything going on. Just thank you for stepping up, and thank you for being you and doing what the Lord wants you to do. I appreciate that more than you know. Any comments or questions about that we want to cover?
We will address, we spoke about this Wednesday
Yeah,
at the end of service.
yeah. Well, Val is the only adult not in here. She doesn't have a helper today, right? I don't see anything.
No.
So we could take that offering up at the end of, here in 10 minutes or so,
Okay.
if you want. So, we're taking up if you weren't on Wednesday, we're taking up a special offering for Copeland family today. In addition to what we've already agreed to send them.
And are we sending this?
To the Copeland family. Not to the church, for the family.
But we're donating to the church, and the church will.
No.
No, this is
We're
a
giving it to the
addition
families.
to what the church
Right,
is.
but like if we give you cash,
But
you're
yeah,
gonna write one check
Yes.
that has what we've voted on to donate as Cornerstone,
Right.
plus anything else that we've gathered as a love offering will go into one check.
To the family. Yeah.
right. So
And
if I write a check,
I
today,
specify because the church is
If you write a
collecting.
check today, it will be included in the amount that is sent out.
but I write it to Cornerstone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
To
in
the church.
comments
Yes. Yes.
for, love offering for Copeland family, in the comments, that way
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah. That's standard. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yep.
I'm not standard, so I mean,
You're pretty standard. Just like I am. Pretty standard.
I don't have a life anymore, so I gotta ask questions.
That's okay. Is this how you're gonna be when you're retired? I mean, you
I'm
just
already
retired
retired.
and you're already trouble.
And Dad's last day was Friday.
Huh?
He is a retiree.
I know. I know.
It's gonna be like a year before he
Congratulations.
gets paid.
Right now, I don't like the feeling, but I'm sure I will in time.
Sleeping in is not overrated. It's underrated. Okay, so we got about 15 minutes left or so.
Nope, we have about. Just kidding.
We haven't switched schedules yet.
Okay, is that next week?
Yeah, next week will be. I will remind you Wednesday. Maybe I'll
4
even send
minutes.
send a text out Sunday morning. Remember, we're early. If I remember. I am always up though. Generally on Sunday morning, I get up at 6:30 or 7, so I'm always up. Yeah, we got 15 minutes left. Anything you want to cover? This is the coffee with the pastor time because I'm filling in for Justin. I had limited time, so I definitely wanted to touch on what we've already discussed about. But as far as Bible type things, I'm open to suggestions. You guys knew this. I told you we were going to do this.
Should we wait till Wednesday, or is this a good time?
What's that?
Should we wait till Wednesday, or is this a good time?
This is a good time for anything you want to talk about.
I was just looking through some of my notes. So 2 Samuel 8, 18. So they were talking about David kind of establishing order for his kingdom. And so Joab was going to be over the army, and Jehoshaphat and Zodak were priests, and Sariah was secretary. But at the end, in 18, it says David's sons, Behaniah and Jehoiah, were priests. And so I did a little background search on that, because it's like, well, if David's sons are priests.
You said 2 Samuel 18?
2 Samuel 8,
8.
verse 18.
Okay, sorry. Wrong place.
So
Go-
yeah,
go on.
there's a little bit of talking as to, are they unlawful priests because they were, the priesthood was given to the Levites, and so David is not a Levite. But looking to see what the Hebrew was on that, I guess it's like chiefs or leaders. So
Let me
they were
look.
thought that maybe they were designated to kind of rule over the priests as like a kind of advisor to the king.
Like a
Looking.
liaison, like a governmental liaison between the religious aspect and the administrative.
Right. So there
No,
was,
it's Cohen. It's priest.
so there was some speculation, on that. But I just wanted to see what you thought.
I didn't catch that, actually.
No, but somebody else.
Yeah, in context, it looks like they were some kind of administrators over the military and royal bodyguard. That's interesting. I've never seen Cohen used like that. I'll have to. Well, thank you for the lookup.
Sure.
Well, I got a question for you.
Sure.
So when I do this with my foot,
Well, don't do that.
well, my answer would be, well, yeah, I don't know. Keep reading.
But yeah, it's like, was that one of those the unlawful priests?
Yeah, I think it's going to be down to the usage of Cohen, which I've only seen, but I've only looked in text where it was obvious that it meant the priesthood. So I don't know if that word can be used.
Young's uses the term ministers.
Yeah, that's what NAS uses too. King James says chief rulers, NAS chief ministers, Young says ministers, but the Hebrew is definitely Cohen, yeah. So I'll look through it, okay, before Wednesday. Can I get back to you Wednesday?
Sure.
That's not an easy one that I can just, good question though, and good catch. Appreciate you reading carefully like that.
Well, there's like little things where you hear it and you're like, oh, that seems a little weird. Maybe I should look into that.
It probably, let's see, maybe give you a little bit of an answer here if I can move over to,
Well, I know you're not a fan of Strong's, but one of the definitions of there is principal officer. But it does use priest as one of the definitions, chief ruler.
well, there's a lot of words that have a range of meanings and are completely dependent on context. So, I mean, ruach, which is spirit, is like that. Every time you see the word spirit, you can't assume it means God's spirit or a person's spirit. It could be, we use the same word in English, or the word in English the same way. It often means attitude. You have a spirit of disbelief. That's not literally some evil spirit that overtakes you. It's that you have an attitude of disbelief. It's your mindset, we would say. So that, at the football game, we got spirit, how about you? Going back and forth. What's that mean? It's an attitude. So often it's attitude. It can also mean, because it's unseen, ruach can mean wind. So, because that's the effect. Remember, Hebrew is a very picture-based language. So something unseen that has a great effect is wind, and wind would be akin to what happens when the Spirit moves, God's Spirit moves. So all that combined, you have to look at the context, and the context isn't always clear. So here's a little principle that you can use. If it doesn't make sense the way that you're interpreting the word, it probably isn't you're probably not seeing the right context, if the context is debatable. I think here it's pretty clear we're talking about some kind of office above bodyguards and soldiers. And we know David's lineage isn't qualified for the priesthood, right? So two things right away in my mind scream, hey, that word may be used differently here, but I won't make that jump until I look at all the same word used in different ways. If I can find a context that fits, then that seems to be a really good assumption. But then again, I'm not a Hebrew guy, right? I just dabble in Hebrew more than anything else.
So that's kind of the question, then, what, in your opinion, what resources would you go to research that word and that meaning outside of Scripture in that sense, if you're still not satisfied or you can't find what?
So you said that I don't like Strong's. It's not that I don't like Strong's. Strong's is okay, but a good lexicon is better, like a Hebrew dictionary, which I have them loaded up in my BibleWorks program. So I open Brown Driver Briggs, and it just isn't showing on the portion I have. So I'll have to open it and dig into that word. And then it'll also give me usages. So it'll give me definitions, maybe 3 or 4 definitions, and example of where that Hebrew word is used and what verses for that word. So Strong's is just really general.
Generic.
Yeah. And it's more based on English. A lot of times it really leans on the English.
Which is tricky because, like any language, like you were saying, context is really important. And so sometimes it's not just the word itself, but the phrase in which it leads into.
Yeah, it could be an idiom. It could be an expression that's known to that time period and those people in that language that we're not aware of. So there are some resources. I have several idioms of the Bible that help. Reading about the history of that time period helps. I mean, you can go very deep. This is what scholars spend their time doing, which is why reading scholarly papers will help on the subject. Doesn't mean that they're always right in their conclusions, but it gives you food for thought and gives an opinion from scholarship, if you will. You doctors aren't right about everything, right? You're still practicing medicine. It's the same with us in understanding, because we're, in this case, 4,000 years removed from the culture and a different language and a completely different kind of society. So a lot of their West versus East thinking enters into that, because they think corporately and they think, that honor-based system versus our individualistic. So I see your hand. So there's a lot of things that take into consideration in certain places, which is why we have the helps we have. Yeah. But great question, Paul.
You said that Strong's goes off of the English. It's also interlinked with the King James version of the Bible.
Yeah.
Correct? So that
It
means
is.
that it's only going to go off of whatever wording that they're using. So.
Yeah.
And
A little more biased.
Well, everything is biased.
True, but some are more than others.
So you read more than one source.
I can throw that too.
You have to read more than one source to get a full picture. So if there's a belief you hold really, really close, you should really study the other side of that issue. Number one, to become familiar with the counter argument, and number two, to make sure you've considered everything. Right? Isn't that what we do in everything else? If I'm going to build a nuclear reactor, I'm going to, do analysis on fission versus fusion, and cold, and all the variables before I decide how to build it. It's the same in our research. We should make sure we research both sides, not just. Otherwise, you're going in with a preconceived idea, and you're biased in your conclusion. Justin?
I agree with Jack. The Bible is very subjective.
It can be, yeah.
It was written over 1,000 million years ago.
1,000 million? You made that up.
What?
You made that up.
Well, it was right. It did.
So,
It was over 1 million years ago that it was written.
no,
It's
no.
been changed over time.
15
Decade after decade.
No, back to Moses. Not quite that long.
You're right, I'm more.
And a lot of people actually, I don't, but a lot of people, scholarly
That's where
types,
some of the people on the were.
question whether Moses wrote the Pentateuch or not, which I understand why from
Attending to.
their perspective.
That's been changed over the years.
So what he's saying leads me to, obviously, we don't read Scripture in a vacuum. It's prayerfully considered, and we should rest on our discernment as well. But that's no excuse for really bad interpretation. There's a lot of bad interpretation that's very biased out there. So that's why I try not to do too much in the way of commentaries.
Because they want people to feel good.
You said wind or spirit. Or,
Ruach, yeah.
Yeah,
R-U-A-C-H, Ruach.
So the one that I'm thinking of is God breathed into man. Man became
Nephesh,
alive.
a living being, Nephesh. Ruach, spirit, Eretz, dirt, and he became Nephesh. Yep.
Which is the one.
So if you take away the spirit, the Ruach, you just got the dirt, which is what happens when you're separated.
Yeah.
Because death is just a word for separation. So you're separated, spirit from body. Body turns back into dirt, dust. Spirit goes, according to Ecclesiastes, to be with the Lord. Nephesh ceases, life. Greek is psyche or Zoe. Yeah.
Which that is, when you said Ruach, I was thinking about that verse in particular. And like maybe a few others. But then there's one for Ezekiel as well, where it says, "Son of man, command the wind to blow into these people," which is in Ezekiel 37. I can't remember which verse it's in. But that's also
The valley
another.
of the tribe.
Yeah, it's Ruach. And say to the Ruach, come from the four Ruach winds. What would be a literal of that? Let me look.
Or
It's verse 9, David.
What
And
does it
here I do like Young's a lot. prophesy unto the Spirit, prophecy, Son of Man, and thou hast said unto the Spirit, thus says the Lord Jehovah, or Lord Yahweh, be Yahweh Elohim. From the four winds come in, O Spirit, and breathe on these slain, that they're, he's using that word a lot in that passage, because it's wind and spirit both, and breath. So context. We do the same thing in English at times. We don't realize it because we're so familiar with it, which as the same way a Hebrew would. Sorry, I had more hands.
I was just gonna ask, which word is used when he's talking about like, oh, we thought we were in labor and having a baby, but it was just a fart.
Isaiah 66. That's Ruach, yeah.
Oh.
We birthed wind.
I know, it was a fart.
Oh, it's no. Breaking wind, right? No, we birthed. It's the same word, I believe, in Ecclesiastes for, vanity. All is vanity. Isaiah 66. It is 66, isn't it? Am I right about that? Yeah, I was right. I just missed it. Shall I bring to the point of birth and not give delivery? Shall I who gives delivery shut the womb? That's not the verse. That's not the one that you're asking about. Look it up for me. I'm not finding it. So we are going to stop here, though, after I find this for her.
Say 26:18.
26:18. I just landed on it. Only to wind. Yes, only to Ruach. Yep.
Wait, is that really a verse about farting?
No.
Have you ever had really bad gas in your stomach? That's what labor feels like, the early labor. That's what made me laugh, is because it's like, sometimes it'll fake me out and be like, oh my gosh.
I did not know that, so no.
But
How would I know that?
That's how I felt.
What do you think, Esther? Is that pretty?
This was a very descriptive verse for me, where it's we were with child and we writhed in labor, but we gave birth to only wind.
To win.
Because that's like, it speaks of this great anticipation and then disappointment of
Oh my
false
gosh.
promises. So I was like,
so
oh,
bad for women to
the
give
Bible
down
talks
in
about
their
farts.
Well, it was painful
Whew.
labors.
Okay, I'd never thought of that. So, but I've never had.
Fun fact,
Been it-
now you know, really bad gas pain feels like early labor. Early, not advanced.
Yeah.
but early.
I know.
That's how I felt with severe constipation. I'm
It's
like,
the same
dang.
stomach.
The late labor is like taking your bottom lip and pulling it over the back of your head. I hear that's what I've heard. So
No,
not quite that bad.
worse.
Worse.
I don't know what that would feel like, so I can't compare.
I thought my hip bones were breaking apart.
Yeah.
Like my entire bones were literally just.
Body's amazing.
That's probably what was happening.
Well, you do.
You do?
Yeah. They don't break, but you're built to do that.
Felt like it.
Women are. Yes, Justin.
On the other note, I really do hope that I didn't write anything inappropriate or offensive in those codes. And if it is, and you scratch it out and erase it, or use your
Just-
magic eraser, I completely understand.
Okay,
So I don't
thank
wanna
you.
say anything offensive.
I'll look at them before we send them. Emmy, you have your hand up? No? Okay, that's what we're done. Let's take 15. That brings us back here to 11:20. That gives us time to get set up. Let's have a word of prayer dismissal. David, you want to dismiss us?
Dear Lord, I thank you for today, and that we can have this conversation with Pastor as like a Bible study type of conversation. Again, please guys, and everything that we do for what we do may glorify you in dealing with others as well as being an example of you. In your son's name, amen.
Amen. All right.
That was
I know. Yeah. I understand. City doing. I know, right? No. I don't think I'll be that sad.
She's not 18. No.
Yes, she is.
No, no. Liars, liars, liars.
Doesn't it, child?
Okay, have it.
Maria's got sparkles on her shirt.
Is that one yours or whose is this one then?
Sybil just put this on.
No, this is not Sybil's.
Who's? Jacob and Lisa. You wanna play with Caleb?
Oh, is this one Maddie's?
Okay.
Maddie, is that one yours, honey? Yeah. All right. All right. Yeah. I learned something new this morning. Jacob and Esau, their names mean Harry and heel. I didn't know that.
Jacob means trickster.
Not according to the